Hello, namaskar, everyone. Yes, Kamal Gouda, sir. Could we
Yeah,
start the session?
yeah, you can start.
Okay.
Welcome, Aibon. Namaste. I greeting from Sri Lanka. Then you can start the program. Thanks, ma'am. Ma'am, you can start the program.
Okay, sir. Namaskar, everyone from India, Sri Lanka, and other South East Asian countries. So it is a wonderful moment for me today because half of the world is here today. And it is my proud privilege that we, all the educationists, have gathered here for some wonderful session. And as all of us know, that education is the best thing which has happened to this world, the knowledge and all these things. So we are going to have this session where our guest, Mr. Neeraj Puri, is going to talk about a very good topic, that leadership and its engagement with teachers. Teachers are the highest esteem of our world. They are on the highest esteem because they are distributing the knowledge to the whole world. And I will like to welcome and appreciate Mr. Kamal Gouda, Janaka Kamal Gouda, who has started this association where throughout the world we are trying to just spread the light of knowledge. Tamasoma Jyotirgame. It is a Sanskrit phrase. It means that take the world from darkness to light. So this is what Mr. Kamal Gura is doing. And now Mr. Sudhakar Singh, is also doing a great job in Bharatvarsh, that is our country India, where he has an association with the name Dr. Abdul Kalam Association. As all of us know about Dr. Abdul Kalam and his work for the whole world. So that way, this particular association is also doing a great work. So we have got all the great people, even the audience, because all our educationists, I just salute them today. And just to start this session, first of all, I would like to talk about Mr. Neeraj Puri. He had been principal in many schools. He has helped the schools with so many things. He has developed the new schools and done a wonderful job in those schools, and he is holding the position of a principal and academic director in one of the schools in Punjab. And he's an innovative person. Wherever he goes, lots of innovation he does. He takes keen interest in research activities. He has published many papers and books, and he has been awarded by none other than Mr. Modi, the Prime Minister of India, for his good work in education. And he has got the awards like Lal Bahadur Shastri Award, which is a great award of our country because he was the Prime Minister of our country. And then Dr. Radhakrishnan Award, and he was also an educationist, and he was the president of our country. And then he has got many other awards. The list is long. And Mrs. Smriti Irani, she has also given him awards. And if I will keep on reading his profile, then we will not be able to listen to what he's going to talk today. So I just give him all my good wishes, and then I will just open the topic. Already I have talked about that, the leadership, and then the engagement with teachers. That means that how much teacher she has to contribute as a leader to the school, to the society, to the classrooms, to the students. So that he's going to speak. And now I will request Mr. Neeraj Puri to start his talk, and let us learn together what he is going to talk about. His agenda is mostly that how we can have the leadership qualities, the teachers, and how we can have a teamwork, and then how we can just do new innovative things by our leadership, and some case studies he is going to discuss. Kindly take the lead now, Mr. Neeraj Puri.
Namaskar. Thank you very much, Dr. Rashmi Tyagi, for such an exaggerated introduction. At the onset, I really wanted to congratulate Dr. Kamal Ghoda as well as Sudhakar ji. They are the veteran leaders and they are doing a commendable job as mentioned by Rashmi ma'am. It is indeed a pleasure and honor for me to share this global platform to share my views and my opinion on this very prominent topic, that is leadership and employees engagement. So with your due permission, allow me to present my screen. I hope it's visible now. Is the
Yes,
screen
visible.
visible?
It is very much visible.
Right. So
Yes.
here we are, ladies and gentlemen, all the educationists pan India as well as Sri Lanka and Southeast Asia. This is Neeraj Mohan Puri, as ma'am has already advised. I have nothing outstanding to share with you. It is all just out of the experiences. And when I talk about with my 2.5 decades of experience, these are some of the key takeaways which we'll be discussing today. When we talk about leadership, there is always a need of a leader we all look upon. It may be a home, it may be an organization, an institution. There is always need of a person who can spearhead the change, who can always steer the ship, a captain of a ship, similarly a CEO of an organization. So every small or big organization and institution needs a leader. And I believe that all of us have that leader in us. But yes, leaders are not born in maternity ward. So please lend me your ears. I repeat that leaders are not born in a maternity ward, but they are the people who acquire these traits. So leadership is not something genetic or inherited. All of us can become leaders. To become a great leader or to rise to the heights of a wonderful leader, you need to instill certain values, which all we will be discussing today in this session as it will progress. Leader, there's a very popular quote: if your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, then you are a leader. This was put in by John Quincy Adams. And it is very appropriately said that leadership is actually a process, which has so many dots which we need to join, of encouraging others and helping them others to enthusiastically participate towards the objectives. Any organization it may be, we will have some goals, some objectives, some vision and vision. So leader is a person who will always lead from front and will always help others to sync with the vision of an organization. So leadership must extract cooperation and willingness of all the individuals and groups so that the organizational objectives can be achieved. In India, if we talk about, we have several examples of great people who has been quoted as a leaders. There is lot to learn from this character, that is Lord Krishna, a true leader. He leads by example, should have a flexible approach. Now, when you talk about a leader as a flexible approach, that means gone were the days when you have authoritative kind of a leadership style. Leadership styles are changing over the period of time. The world has seen the authoritative leaders, there have been democratic leaders, there have been participatory leaders, and now it is a time when we do have a new format of a leader, a new style of leadership that is known as servant leadership. Yes, you heard it right. It is servant leadership where you need to customize, you need to change your leadership strategies according to the need of the team, according to the need of all the stakeholders with whom you are working. Then a great leader has to lead by example. When I say lead by example, yes, you have to set that high standards. It is not just by mere sloganeering, but you have to come out of your cocoon and you have to work shoulder to shoulder with your team. If you want your team to work diligently, then you have to set an example by yourself. Like if we want our students, our teachers to take care of neatness, cleanliness, save the resources, conserve the resources, then you have to be the one who demonstrate it. Like in case, to put it in a simple words, if I personally notice that there is an tap running, so I must take that lead and close the tap. If I find that there is a classroom or any office where electricity is being, it's running and there is no one using it, so you should step into the room, switch it off personally. So this is how you lead others by example and you set the high standards. It is very rightly said that if speech is silver, then silence is golden. Therefore, a great leader must be a good listener. It is a very important trait of a leader that you patiently give hearing to each and every member of your organization. Patience, great leaders demonstrate high level of perseverance. As it is said that Rome was not built in a day. Therefore, you need to have a lot of perseverance, a lot of patience, because when you are working with the human minds are very complex, they're very volatile. So we have to give a lot of patience to understand, and leader should respond to the situation, not react to the situations. Once Abraham Lincoln has very rightly quoted that किसी भी वृक्ष को काटने के लिए आप मुझे 6 घंटे दीजिए और मैं पहले 4 घंटों में कुल्हाड़ी की धार तेज करने में लगा. Now what he wanted to say from here that all of us need to sharpen our saw. That if I am given with the 6 hours to cut down a tree, so I will not waste my 6 hours on physically cutting the tree. Rather, first 4 hours I will sharpen my saw. Now, sharpen my saw here could be connected with our real life, that if I really want to become a powerful, popular leader, then I need to continuously upscale myself with the latest trends. So that means continuous learning is required so that we can be a knowledgeable and empowered leader. Then only we can lead and guide and coach our team and our team players. So this is what we mean to say, that sharpen your saw, then definitely you would be a very effective leader. Then today, as I'm addressing academic leaders, so all the intellectuals sitting out there, they are really making their contribution. Undoubtedly, you all are the real heroes who deserve a salute, who deserve an applause. All of you are doing a commendable job wherever you are. You are making a dent in this universe. Now, when we talk about an academic leaders in the academic or education domain, what is needed from you or what is expected of you? Number one is vision. There is always a difference in vision and mission. Vision is something which is very long-term for 10 to 20 years down the line, and it may not have directly monetary implications. So vision is something where you wanted your organization to take, or where you see yourself down the line 15 years or 20 years. Next important thing is employees engagement. As today's theme is also employees engagement, it is very important that each and every employee, each and every member of your team is engaged productively, and engaged in such a way that maximum out of them is being utilized. Your disengaged and unengaged employees will always be a great headache, and they will become the liabilities for an organization. So if you are a principal, you are a great academician, or you are an academic leader, it is very important that you always have an employees engagement plan ready with you. As it is rightly said, that empty mind is devil's workshop. So when your team players do not have anything to do, they will become gossip mongers, and there will be a lot of politics which will start happening in the campus, and the people will started rusting and will started acting like a termite and make the system hollow. Next, it is very important as an academic leader that we are well aware about our stakeholders. Now, in this 21st century, there are a lot of stakeholders which are involved with any organization. It is not only the parents, it is not only the management, not only the students, not only your teachers, but the society as a whole. So since we are globally accountable for our quality education, so it is very important that we try to satisfy the aspirations and the hopes which all the stakeholders rest on us. It is 360-degree development of the organization is very, very important. Even new education policy has introduced a new concept of feedback, that is 360-degree feedback. Similarly, another concept of 360 degrees on your performance. So 360-degree development of an organization means not only academic, but your infrastructure, your quality education for all the services you are rendering, and harmonious development of a child. So for all this, 360-degree development is an important requirement to become an effective leader. Social contribution. It is very important that we pay back to the society. When you are rendering quality services, when you are providing education at an affordable prices, then definitely you are paying back to the society by producing intellectuals, philosophers, social workers. So it is very, very important for leaders that who are caring citizens, not obedient citizens. Next important, what is try to set a culture where there is no politics or zero politics. Efficiency and effectiveness, we need to measure for each and every employee. We need to fix up the benchmarks, and every employee, every teacher need to fulfill that minimum benchmarks. This will help in establishing their accountability as well as their responsibility. And ultimately, their efficiency and effectiveness will improve. We need to find the core competencies of each and every employee. If you really want to become a competent leader, we must know that in my team, out of 50 members, who is good in hospitality, who is good in IT skills, who is good in event management, who is good in IT skills, who is good in public speaking. So we need to identify the skills of our team members, and then accordingly we have to assign them roles and responsibilities which would ultimately this authority and responsibility we say always go hand in hand. Now, to understand it, I'll put it like this. If suppose I have told my teachers that you have a responsibility to maintain the discipline and decorum in the campus, but at the same time, I say you are not authorized to punish any child. So that means responsibilities you have given, but authorities you have not given them. So unless and until authority is also not delegated, responsibility cannot be performed. So whenever we are assigning any responsibility to our team players, it's very, very important that we provide them some authority to take actions and authority to take decisions too. Flexibility, every leader, in the beginning itself, I said that gone were the days when the principals, the people at the helm of the affairs used to be very, very authoritative, and now it is a time when you have to adjust and you have to be very, very flexible. Now, when it comes to flexible, even you should have a growth mindset, not with the fixed mindset. Progress is not possible. Feedback is really very, very important in this era. Because if you want your organization to constantly progress, so the feedback has to be converted to a feed forward. So we should stakeholders, maybe it be your students, maybe class 1 employees, class 2 employees, class 3 employees, maybe a security guard, a visitor, anyone. Because when you will get a healthy feedback, you will definitely, it will help you improve your education system and improve your services to make them more better. In any organization, it is very, very important that we set a democratic environment with an open door policy where you do not look towards your personal growth, but as a team, we take them together. We look forward for every individual's growth, and we need that every member of the team should be a lifelong learner, where every teacher need to continuously keep on updating themselves with all the latest education trends. And we all must be aware that according to new education policy, continuous professional developments, trainings have become mandatory. 50 hours of training, every principal as well as every teacher has to undergo every year. Yes, you got it right. It is every year, 50 hours of training is mandatory. So this will help us stay updated so that we can always disseminate and take on our children in a more better way, in a more informed way. For any great leader, team building is very, very important. As an individual, I can only win a match, but if I have to win a championship, then it is very important that we have a dedicated team. And to build a team is really one of the important traits of a great academic leader. We have to encourage each and every member to come forward, to take leads, to take initiatives. It is not alone you who, as an omnipresent, will be there in the entire campus. But when you have so many team players, those who are responsible, they will definitely help you taking the institution to the next level. Goal clarity is something which each and every member of the team must be aware about. If we really want to build a strong team, and as a leader, you must know that what is the vision of an organization, what is the mission of an organization, which need to be split into small, short-term goals. It could be quarterly goals, it can be half-yearly goals, it can be annual goals, and these small steps will help us transform the organization. We have to continuously empower our people by doing knowledge sharing, and the organization's policies, protocols, and these processes need to be very, very transparent and simple. And there has to be an open door policy where, when I say no politics, that does not mean that as a leader, I'm partial, I'm biased. So all these prejudices need to be kept aside. Then definitely you will be admired and looked upon as a great leader. And then only you can lead the institution by example from where we started the first. Now, I would request the people in the house, if through the chat box, they can tell me that what is this creature? So this is the strongest creature, that is an elephant. And if I ask who is the cunning or the wisest creature, so then of course all of you will say fox. If I'll say who is the tallest creature, so definitely all of you will quote giraffe. And the fastest creature is of course the tiger. But who is considered as the king of the jungle? None of them. So who is the king of the jungle is lion. Do you know that why lion is considered as the king of the jungle? Because he's courageous. He has all the characteristics and all the traits which a true leader must have. He is bold. He's very confident. He's always daring to take any action, what may come. He is never afraid of any situation. And believe me, he is unstoppable. So that is it, which makes lion as the king of the jungle. So is what when we talk about a leader in an education sector, a leader of the school. He has to take bold decisions. He has to be courageous. He has to have good vision. He need to have a lot of perseverance. He need to be a person who can think outside the box with the sky high thinking people. Now, we all are born unique. See, you cannot compare orange with the apple. Whenever in the organization or in our own life, in our real life, we start comparing one thing with the another thing, may it be your two employees, may it be your two leaders, may even your own children, you are killing the creativity. Believe me, you that we all are born unique. We all have our own set of strengths and our own set of shortcomings. So it is not desirable that in any context we compare the people. Whenever you are doing the comparisons, you are cutting down the creativity. Now I'm going to show a few of the great leaders. So of course, you all will be knowing he's Dr. S. Radhakrishnan, the eminent educationist of India. He has his own leadership style. He has also served as the president of India. There is hardly anyone on this planet who do not know Mahatma Gandhi. Again, a legendary leader. He has his own style of leadership, non-violence. Missile Man of India, ex-president of India, that is Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. He was a notable philosopher, a writer, a scientist, a person with a very far-sighted. He has his own different leadership style. And then this is a great personality who has left indelible impact on the mind of everyone, an emerging global leader, our current Prime Minister of India, that is Shri Narendra Modi ji. So if you will see all these people, which I have already shown on the screen, they all have their different leadership styles, their different leadership qualities. So why I have shown it, this is somehow could be connected with the orange and the apple thing that so Peter Drucker, he once said that effective leadership is not about making the speeches or just making the sloganeering, but it is being liked. Leadership is defined by the results, not the attributes. So you may possess all these attributes in you, but at the end of the day, what is expected is what was the outcome. So this is why CBSE and even in this new education policy is talking about outcome-based learning, competency-based learning, skill-based learning, vocationalization of education. So we have shifted to a new world where it is not only the IQ that is measured or tested, but yes, there are your other questions, your social quotient, your emotional quotient, as well as your adversity quotient. So all these four questions are given due weightage in this current scenario and in this present era. Here is a matrix which you can find a pyramid which defines the principles of leadership. So you all can do your self-assessment on these parameters. Do I possess these qualities? Yes, if you do have some of the qualities, you can possess rest of them, and even you can rise up to a great leader. So first and foremost thing is that you continuously do self-improvement. We need to know about myself. I need to know about me, that what are my strengths by doing my SWOT analysis, that what are the strengths I do possess, what opportunities I do have, and what threats I do have. Similarly, it is very important in this era that you are technically proficient. Gone were the days when everything was manual. Now we are into an automated and a high-tech world. So it is very important that we embrace technology and we continuously keep on upskilling ourselves, because if in this era you are lacking on technology, you would be swiped from the world, you would be eliminated. And your value would definitely diminish. Seek responsibility and take responsibility for your actions. Whatever actions you have taken, may it be right or wrong, your decisions, take ownership of them and stick to it. You should be accountable and responsible for whatever you do. Keep your people informed. As a great leader, it is very, very important that you are not only upskilling yourself, you are not only updated, but your team, every member in your team is also updated, is well informed about the recent trends, about what's happening latest in the education domain, so that they can contribute in a best way. So develop a sense of responsibility in your people. Not only I need to be accountable and responsible being the head of the institution, but at the same time, each and every team player also should take the ownership and should be accountable for their actions. Ensure that the tasks are understood, supervised, and accomplished. And definitely, when you have all these attributes, you always set an example for others and you are looked upon as a great leader. These are some of the traits of a great leader, like he must have a drive. He should be having so much energy, so much passion in him that he can always lead and is a great innovator. Integrity. As a great leader, we must have that integrity in us. When I say integrity, like means honesty, then your patience level, then next comes is your punctuality, a great disciplinarian. So you are not expected to manipulate the accounts. You cannot be biased with your team members. You need to be on time. You should meet all the deadlines. Then only you would be looked upon and will be respected and admired. Then it's very important that job relevant information, that whichever domain you are working, you have to be master of it. You must have plethora of information. Intelligence and self-confidence. These are the next two traits which a great leader must possess in education domain. So as a principals and as education leaders, as an academic leader, you need to be self-confident, because if the captain of the ship is doubtful about his qualities, his strengths, and his abilities, then the life of all the passengers is at stake. And then, of course, you as a principal, if you are not very confident and you do not have a self-faith, then it's very difficult for you to, strive in this competitive scenario. Managers are the people who do the things right, whereas leaders are the people who do the right thing. So there is a difference, a thin line of difference between a manager and a leader. Mind it that every manager cannot be a leader, but yes, every leader can be a great manager. So manager will just do the things the way it is guided to them, but the leader is a person who take initiatives, who do innovations, who are always ready to take on new challenges. So they do manage the things, they organize the things, they motivate their team players, they set the goals, they are great strategists, and they manage everything from pin to pin in an organization. This was the first section, that is leadership. Now from here, we switch over to another part of the today's discussion, that is empowering your team. If there is an access in the chat box, may I ask, what do you understand from a team and empowering? I would be glad to see the responses flowing in the chat box, that what do you all understand from the term empowering and team? If the participants have an access to the chat box, I would love to see some responses flowing in. If the organizers have given the right, that what do you mean and understand from empowering, and what is your take on team? I would be glad to see responses. Anyways, so let's carry on. I could not find any of the responses so far. Anyways, so let's continue from there. Can you see this image in left and right? So first of all, team. The team means what? Team means together we can always achieve more. I've already talked about the teamwork, that as an individual, I may be competent, I may be skilled, but I will not be able to leave that impact which collectively we can do. So it is always a teamwork. Even all of us have observed, when there was a corona, there was lockdown, People were operating from homes, but still there was some or other kind of teamwork which was happening. It may be any event in an organization, even it may be a morning assembly, it may be a big cultural program, it may be an annual function, a sports meet, a parent-teacher meeting, to name any activity in the school. It is always a big team which is working behind it. So on the right-hand side, we can see the image of empowerment. So the tall gentleman in this picture or in this image is the leader. And if we will see, it's just like, the way a gardener, we sows a seed, then he adds manures, he continuously waters the plants. The purpose is what? He's trying to nurture. He's providing sufficient nutrients, the manures, the fertilizers, so that the plant can grow and can become from a sapling to a big tree, which will be a lot of fruits. Same is the thing when we talk about a prominent leader. He will always nurture his team, he will groom his team and make a great leader. It is said that a great leader is not one who produces the followers, but who makes more leaders. So this is what is being demonstrated in this image, that this gentleman, he's watering and he's producing the next line leaders. When we talk about human resource, we have basically 5 M's, which we'll be talking about later in the upcoming slides. Human capital is considered as one of the indispensable resources out of all the resources we do have. We have some man-made resources, we have some natural resources, and human being, we are considered as a human capital. Now, why? Because we have a brain. It's very volatile, we all are versatile, and it is very complex to manage the brain. Because we have a lot of variations, we can think, we will have difference of opinions with each other, we have mood swings, and we are the most active and potent resources. Even your artificial intelligence, your robots, computers, any amount of automation cannot replace human being. That is why we are known as human capital, the most prominent resource, because all these technologies, the entire development ultimately has been created by a human being itself. So remember that we are the most powerful resources. So it is very important that we understand the power we do have, unleash our power, our potential. So when you talk about empowering a team, then what are the characteristics a good team must possess? Can you please share your insights in the chat box, that what do you think a good team must have in them, or what characteristics a team members must have in them? So here is a flow chart which will help you. First is very important that each and every member of the team should be prepared. Well prepared means, if I talk about teachers, so teacher has to be very strong with their content. They should know the latest pedagogy. They should know how to do the assessments. They should be well trained for the evaluation process. They should know how to handle the students of different intellectual levels, because in every class, you all will agree with me, you will have students who are slow bloomers, there will be moderate students, and there will be some students which are highly intellectual. So in this diversified classrooms, where we are trying to mainstream education according to new education policy, which emphasizes on diversity, equity. So it is very, very important, and inclusion especially. So when you have inclusive classrooms, teacher must be fully prepared that how she or he is gonna take care of the needs, requirements of every level children, because they have different learning abilities, they have different learning pace. So one cap or one size fits for all wala philosophy is not gonna work anymore. Next comes is engaged. I've already talked about it, that each and every member of the team need to be fully engaged as per their capabilities and as per the traits they do have, the strengths they do have. So we need to do a career mapping for our faculty members also. We need to ensure that equal amount of workload is given to them and they are accountable and responsible for their task. Dedication. No team, no match, no organization can prosper or flourish. And what for about prosper, even can operate smoothly if the team is not dedicated. So we need to have a dedicated team members with us. Synchronization, if in management, we generally talk about a concept that is called as unity of direction. So unity of direction means that every member should follow the same vision. So they have to invest into the organization's vision, mission, and goals. So if every individual is contributing and is working in the same direction, that team is known as synchronized team. If everybody imagine a situation of tug of war. So what happens in tug of war? Half people are pulling it on left side, other team will be pulling it on right side, and there will be a lot of chaos, confusion, and ambiguity. So on the other hand, if everybody's pushing a ball towards one side, so definitely the organization will be able to achieve its goal. Or imagine a situation that where the competition is going and we people are lost. We are just hitting the ball without any goal post. We'll never be able to achieve or attain anything in our life. So every member on board need to be synchronized, means need to work in the same direction. Focus is very, very important attribute which a high performing team members must have. So every teacher in an organization, in an institution, need to be focused. Now that focus should be simple: quality education, welfare of the students, and how we are going to upgrade the level of student. Maybe there is an improvement by 5 marks, by 5% or 10%, but they have to keep an eye. They have to identify the students in the classes. They have to categorize in different categories, and then accordingly they have to prepare the strategies that how in that diversified classroom within that 40 minutes of time, how I'm going to address a child who is a slow bloomer, who is moderate, and at the same time the child who is gifted child in my class. So they have to prepare differentiated learning and teaching strategies. Their assignments, their worksheets have to be prepared and planned in such a way that they are focused on the growth development of the child, and every child in the classroom is engaged, is given an opportunity to learn. Goal orientation is really very, very important. We all should have a single goal, unity, and you not only in unity direction, but at the same time, unified goal. That is the ultimate objective is the welfare of the students and institution should flourish. So adapt and evolve. Gone. It's a very popular adage these days that as a teachers, we need to come out of our cocoons. At a point of time, teacher gets saturated. They start thinking that with decade of experience or with my 2 decade of experience, now I'm a very learned person. So they stop learning. It is very, very important in this era that we learn, we unlearn, and we relearn. So this is a mantra to become a successful team player. We continuously need to adopt and evolve. Otherwise, we will also disappear from this planet like dinosaurs. Why dinosaurs, being the strongest and powerful creature, could not survive? Reason was they failed to adapt and evolve. We all, the teachers, right, those who, when this corona was hit, they updated themselves, they upgraded themselves. So in such a situation, it was this situation that they were able to survive themselves. Many of the teachers, they lost their jobs. Many institutions, they had to shut down because they could not understand the need of the times. They could not evolve. They did not adopted the technology. They did not upgraded themselves. And ultimately, they have to face each and every member, each and every teacher in an institution, in an organization, need to participate, need to be involved in the activities. There is nothing big or small as a role. So whatever role is assigned, wherever you feel, you try to bring value to the organization where you are working so that you are recognized. So these are all the important characteristics which are considered for a high performing team. Now, when I talk about the organizations which failed, which succumbed because they did not adapt it and evolved. Now, there are a few case studies which I'm going to share with you. They are very surprising. This is the first case study, that repercussions of ineffective and unorganized teams. If in an organization or in a school, entire team is not following the last slide, the characteristics which I shared in the last slide, means they are unorganized, they are not focused, they are not prepared, they do not adapt, they do not evolve, they next case studies will highlight it. Is there anyone in this meeting today who is not aware about Kingfisher? So this is a small case study on the rise and dominance as well as fall of Kingfisher. There was a time when this Kingfisher, it became the second largest airline. The quality and the comfortable service was its keyword. And then the Kingfisher even acquired Air Deccan in 2007. Airlines achieved the aviation market share by whooping 10%. So it was a sizable amount which they were doing, being a new entrant into the aviation market. But what went wrong? The founder was personally trying to manage Kingfisher's owner, that is Vijay Mallya. He himself wanted that he will alone manage the entire thing because it was a diversified group. He did not understood the need that there is a need for an expert for a particular CEO, and due to poor teamwork, lack of accountability, no delegation, lot of distraction, this Kingfisher ultimately started performing poorly, and they was into losses. Who is not aware about this Nokia? They were the pioneers who introduced mobile handset. And you know why Nokia was acquired by Microsoft? In 1865, in Finland, this Nokia organization was founded. And as I said, they was the first international mobile phone company manufacturers. They launched Nokia 1101, which was a big hit and which would have sold like hotcakes. This was the first GSM handset launched, and Nokia's market share grew up to 74%. See, despite that share, the Nokia was acquired by Microsoft. Do you know why it happened? It was because the organization did not understood the pulse that now it is not a time of GSM, it is a time of Android. And they understood this trend very late. The outdated organization structure, their poor HR policies, and no innovation made them sold out to Microsoft. So like this, there are several other case studies. Since we have lack of time, there's a paucity of time. So last but not the least is about engaging and enlightening and leading the team. So here you can again see a small image which will make the things very clear that how we can engage our team and how we can produce more leaders. Here, one person, one leader is nurturing the another leader. As I said earlier, that great leaders always produce more leaders. So employees engagement is very, very important. When I say employees, it's a bigger term. Employees in institutions means the teachers, the manpowers. So there are 5 important terms which we teach in management. They are men, material, machines, method, and money. So out of all these 5 resources, it is men which is considered to be most active resource, because it is the men who will manage the material, who will operate machines, who will follow the methods, and who will generate the money. And it is only men out of other 4 resources which are dependent upon men. Men will work on its own, but this material, your machines, your methodology, your money will not make money for you, will not work on its own. They all are considered passive resources. So it is only men which is the most active resource. So there was a study which was done by a Gallup, a worldwide company which is very popular in USA for conducting surveys, which says that those who are involved in, enthusiastic about, and committed to their work and the workplace, that is engagement of. According to Willis Towers Watson, employee engagement is employees' willingness and ability to contribute to the company's success. See, if the team members they are not engaged, as I said, there's a wonderful video which I wish to show, but again we are running short of time, so I may not be, but I'll try to explain it. If the team player in any organization, there will be three type of workers. One workers will be those who are very actively engaged, and their proportion in any organization across the world will be hardly 10 to 20%. And these are only the 10 to 20% people who are steering the growth of that organization. Another, there are 50% of the people in an organizations who are slightly engaged, or you can say less engaged. They are the people who may not have been given the opportunities, or these are the people who are just sitting idle. They want to do work, but as a leader, you are not assigning roles and responsibilities. You are not providing them sufficient tasks to do, so they are less engaged. And then the last category is disengaged people who are threat to any organization because they will spoil the decorum, they will spoil the environment of the campus, and they are the people who actually do not want to do work, who are the people who always want to, wash away their hands. They are by default, by their nature, such kind of people who have that characteristics, that genes in them that they never wanted to work. They are the people who will always make excuses. So it's better that we identify these disengaged people at the earliest, and then we show them a way out. Otherwise, they will definitely become the big threats and liability for an organization. In a sense, employee engagement is the emotional commitment of the employees has to their organization. When do an employee feel engaged? They will care for the company. Means if you feel that your teachers, they are really connected, they really love their work, they are passionate about their work, they will always take the ownership of their work, and they will work for the betterment of the company. They will do their best to work that in such a way, even they will go to any extra mile. They will always be readily available they will always be at your back and call. You just need to give them a chance and opportunity, and they will always be there to work for you. So they are the people who go an extra mile, and they really help in achieve an organization success. So how we can keep our teachers engaged? So we are just short of 2 or 3 more slides, and then we will wrap it up. So how to keep your teachers engaged? First and foremost, if we have principals in this meeting, and it's very, very important slide for them. And similarly, if we do have teachers sitting here, educators out there, so even they can take a note of it. First is get to know them. As I said earlier, if I'm a great principal, then I must know that on my board, as many team players are there, what are their strengths, what they are good at. Earlier also I quoted, I must know which of my teacher is good public speaker, who could be a good counselor, who is good in IT skills, who is good in sports, who is good in presentation, who is good in IT, who is good in art and craft, in soft skills. So we have to assign them roles accordingly. Different departments have to be given to them, IT department, then hospitality department, morning assembly, stage decoration, event management. So there are plenty of things which will be assigned to the teachers. This will keep them engaged. Next is like even they will also feel connected. They will also feel motivated and inspired that yes, their skills are being used in a proper manner. Then provide them with the tools for the success. When I say provide them tools for the successes, you have to provide them sufficient resources. You have to give sufficient opportunities to such teachers. Career mapping is very important. Now, what career mapping here means to me? Career mapping means to me is when you have a teacher on board. So it's very important you show them, okay, gentlemen, if you are living up to our expectations, so there is a hierarchy. Hierarchy in the sense that you are being appointed as a PRT teacher, show your commitment and performance next year, or in 2 years, we will upgrade you to a PRT, from PRT, then TGT, PGT to PGT, you have the opportunity to become a coordinator, a faculty head, a controller of examination, vice principal, principal. This is career mapping when you show them, okay, down the line, 10 years, where you would reach if you stay in the organization, if you contribute to the welfare and the growth of an organization. So if this kind of a career mapping is done for each and every employee, definitely their fidelity will improve, their dedication will be better, and they would, no, retention problem will, the attrition problem will be solved, and it will help in retaining the good employees and high performing employees. Then partnership and decision making, it's again, it plays a linchpin role. See, as a principal, we can be very intellectual, no doubt, but we cannot be master of each and everything. It does not in any ways harm our ego if we involve a team of teachers in decision making. To quote it, for an instance, let us say we do have a parent-teacher meeting, or then if we involve few teachers from primary wing, kindergarten wing, from middle wing, from secondary, senior secondary wing, and then we call them, okay, share your views and opinions that how should we this time arrange or organize our parent-teacher meeting. To quote another example, suppose you have a cultural event. So rather than always only taking decisions yourself, when you involve other team members, this gives them a feeling of pride, honor, and they feel that yes, their decision matters. And they are not just like a furniture or just not like any other tangible thing in or resource in an organization, but yes, their thoughts, their ideas, and they matter in an organization. This will increase their confidence. This will make them feel like an honor, and automatically their commitment toward our organization will improve. The next is appreciate openly and reprimand closely. There is no one in the organization who will not be making mistakes. We should encourage our students as well as teachers to do mistakes. And mistakes, a person who will try something will only do mistakes. And the people who do not try anything, they will never commit any mistakes. So if the people are committing mistakes, that means they are trying to contribute to an organization. Appreciate, admire them. Admiration does not cost anything, just a praise word or text message in a teacher's group. An appreciation, a patting to a teacher. So every day, if we are appreciating one or two of our employees, that motivates them, that encourages them to do more good. Then knit them together means, the best part of a thread that weaves all the beads, a garland. So all the small beads, they are tied beautifully in a thread. So we as a prominent leaders, we need to act like that thread, which try to keep all that beads together. So produce leaders, we have to give leadership responsibilities to the teachers to come and take decisions and to come and take the lead on different events. We can make some other teacher as a leader. Okay, you will lead this team. Next time you will lead this team, irrespective that how old they are, whether they are old employee or they are not new employees. Yes, if you feel this gentleman or this gentle lady, she has that competency to lead, so we should give them a chance and opportunity. So role reversal. Now, role reversal is something what we do is in our organization every year. We have created 30-40 profiles, like the teachers who would be controller of examination, the teacher who would be adjustment in charge, the teacher who would be timetable in charge, the teacher who would be softboard in charges, then morning assembly team in charges, then in schools, journalism clubs, schools, social media maintenance and all that. So there are 30-40 profiles. Every year these profiles are flipped. If this year I was controller of examination, next year I may be given adjustment in charge. Next year I may be made social media in charge. Next year, I may be acting as a notice board in charge. So what would happen that way? My multiple personalities would be sharpened. Then this is called as role reversal, and an employee becomes a multifaceted. This even helps in building trust and faith and a strong relationship with the organization. And all the teachers, they will feel connected. They would never love to leave that workstation, and they will consider this workstation as their next home. So why is faculty engagement very important? Why we need to ensure that every teacher is fully engaged and not unengaged or disengaged? The workplace environment becomes a place with a positive attitude. If every employee is doing what she is supposed to do, has something or other thing to do. As I said, career mapping is done, roles have been clearly defined, they have certain profiles to manage. So there would be very positive vibes. Everybody would be contributing one way or the other way in the organization. The atmosphere of the organization would definitely improve, which will enhance the productivity. There will be minimum disputes internally, and the team spirit will enhance. Teachers will work together to help each other, to lead the organization, and ultimately the outcomes will be very fruitful. So research studies have proven that employees which are more engaged and they will go beyond their results will be increasing the productivity of an organization. So the statistics which speaks of itself about the productivity, about the performances, the results of those organizations where team is highly engaged. So, if in this image, what it actually tells us, people are celebrating. And you know why we celebrate? When we win. And when we win, when we work together, when we are united, so then only we win the matches, we become the champions. Another picture, this is like in a Formula One race, whenever the champion who emerges, who is the winner in that Formula One race, to make that driver win, there is a team of 20 to 30 odd people who are taking care of each and everything. Even one person's minutest mistake can take the life of the driver. So this is the extent and level of benefits which we do get from a highly engaged team. So to conclude, I must say, let's make a difference, and together we can. Learning never ends. It is a continuous journey. It is not a destination, but it is a process. So keep learning, keep contributing, and paying back to society. So with this, I rest my voice. Over to you, Terry. Terry, ma'am. I hope I'm all ears.
Ma'am, wait 1 minute, we will unmute you. Kashmir Tag, ma'am, wait 1 minute.
House is open. In case you want to ask anything, feel free.
Rashmi ma'am, can you unmute your mic? Rashmi ma'am?
Sir, I have
I have
unmuted
shared
my
my
mic.
contact number in the chat box. So feel free to get connected. I'm on all the social media platforms, may it be Instagram. You can search me with Neeraj Mohan Puri. On all the social handles, Twitter, as well as your Insta, Facebook.
I would like to ask some questions.
You're most
from
welcome. It's my pleasure.
Dr. Neeraj Puri. And I will like to ask that which was the most challenging task for you when you became principal, maybe the first time or maybe some other time, because a decade of leadership is behind you. So please just share with us.
Madam, first let me put it that I always take a proud and honor. I started my teaching career way back in 2001, and I was just 22 when I started this teaching as a career. And I started my journey as a TGT mathematics in a residential school, Modern Sandeepani School. And trust me that within 3 months, I was promoted in the month of December as a coordinator and a controller of examiner. Then year on year, every year, they kept me promoting. And finally, I was just 28 years when I was promoted finally as a principal of a boarding school. And to your surprise, I am the youngest principal in North India for any boarding school to have it. it is not surprising that a principal could be at the age of 28. There may be many in the country, but of a boarding school, and there was always compliments. People used to be stunned that so wise at on young shoulders, because principal is someone who is expected with the gray hairs, with 40 plus, with spectacles. Every day, I think that brings in new challenges, and there is no point of survival if there are no challenges. Mm, every day, like if I talk about yesterday, we had a children with us. This year we had 20 students from Leh Ladakh, first time in our boarding history. So due to climatic change and all that, yesterday one of the child fainted and then we hospitalized her. She was shifted to ICU. So every day it brings something other thing. Sometimes it is with the team, and then you know that when I say that I was 28 and I was being in South India was an attraction at that time. Mm, when we started this school, and I'm the only North Indian principal, and when I say I was the youngest on the team, now you can imagine that a person who is just 28 becoming the principal, and he has the teachers, he has this other team members who are 40, 42, 45. So I never think that there is something challenging. Yes, it is how you manage. That's important.
Oh, that's a very good answer. And now our next question, and a very modest question. Who is your favorite leader of all times?
Ma'am, this is, I may answer it in this way that our role models actually keep on shifting from time to time. When I know when I was at school level at my college, my psychology teacher, Dr. Gayatri Gupta, was an idol. The way she managed us, her caring nature, the way she used to address the students, the way she carries herself. So she was a role model. I always wished I should be her like her. As we grow up, then the models changed. It was at that time the prominent leaders. Then eventually, when we more grow up now, Narendra Modi ji, the way he works, his diligence, his vision, his commitment, his honesty. So these all traits attract. So I think from time to time, our role models also change, because when you acquire some characteristics of a person whom you were keeping as an ideal, then automatically with bigger aims and bigger ambitions. So there has not been one. In short, I will say they keep on changing.
Oh, thank you very much. Now, the takeaways today from this session: understanding leadership, traits of an academic leader, principles of leadership, empowering team, characteristics of high-performing team, case studies, employees' engagement, and how to engage teachers. So we have got very good insight about the leadership topic. And now I will request Mr. Kamal Ghoda and Mr. Sudhakar Singh just to say a few words about today's session so that all the audience will get benefited from your thoughts. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rashmi ma'am. Thank you very much. And I think it is a very excellent presentation. First of all, I want to thank Mr. Niraj. It is a very excellent presentation. And actually, we have many leaders from India. Firstly, Lord Buddha. More than 2000 years, we respect his leadership. And we respect Mahatma Gandhiji and Nehru. Yeah, and we respect especially Dr. Abdul Kalam, the leadership and excellent leadership with the academic background. And now we see global leadership from the Narendra Modi. And with the Narendra Modi leadership, we see Indian fast success. And we can see, we can understand how is India go forward with this background. And we see the very young, but very mature and excellent leadership from the Mr. Naresh Puri. Because when we listen to his presentation, we saw a lot of valuable points and theories and practicals and lot of things. I think it is very good if I give the opportunity to the Sri Lankan teachers. I saw many principals, teachers participated to this presentation. They listened your presentation. I asked from Sri Lankan teachers, one or two, to give your comments. I saw very young principals from Sri Lanka in the name list, participants list. Priskin, she is the very young principal. Very recently started the international school in Sri Lanka. Priskin, I think this is more important to you, like principals like you, because you got the principal. You started your school very recently. I think this presentation will be more important to you. To Priskin, can you hear me? And other teachers, other principals, other educators from Sri Lanka. If you want to give any comments, you can switch on the camera and speak few words. Anyone wants? Yeah, if you want, you can switch on the camera. Priskin, give me 1 minute, I'll unmute you. Give me 1 minute, I'll unmute you. Give me 1 minute. Now you can unmute your mic, Priskin.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Sir, am I audible?
Yeah.
Okay, so first of all, I would like to thank Mr. Kamargonda for giving us this global opportunity to learn more from different countries, and also our distinguished guest speaker for giving us so many. The presentation was not only informative, but it was also inspiring. As a young leader in Sri Lanka, even I learned a lot, because as Mr. Kamargoda said, I opened my own school with just 3 grades. And so I'm still learning. I think learning is a lifelong process. So even though we are leaders, we are open-hearted Sri Lankans, where we always will to learn. So, sir, it was, once again, I'm telling, it was not only informative, so it was very, very inspiring for young leaders like us. So thank you for sparing your valuable time to share your valuable thoughts about leadership. And also, I request all the teachers to let's continue to learn and grow globally. And once again, I should say thank you, sir, so much. It was only about 20 minutes that I meeting, but actually I learned a lot.
Yeah, thank you, Anissa, because especially I called her.
This is my first year of being a Sri Lankan a principal of a Sri Lankan school. So as I told you, we are open-hearted teachers, where we are open-hearted to learn anything, everywhere, from anyone. I'm a person like that. I trust that. Sir,
The biggest attribute and quality of a leader, they are.
Can I continue, sir?
Friskin, ma'am, I
So,
must say that.
Am I audible, sir?
Your voice is cracking.
Yeah. Yeah,
But,
thank you, Priskin. I think some issue, your internet issue. Because I invited her because I participated her inauguration of the school. She was a good teacher, and very recently she started her international school. I think a presentation like this will be more important to leaders, young principals like her. Priskin, now can you hear?
Yeah,
Priskin? And yeah, okay. Now
yeah,
you can speak.
we're back.
Yeah.
Mr.
Okay,
Singh, you are
so
really doing well. Feel free to
I think
participate. Any kind of help, assistance in any form you need. This session was more of theoretical, but there are a lot of things in real life to be done in institution. May it be content building, it may be curriculum setting, it can be pedagogy, innovative assessments. So anything or anytime you need any assistance, any one of you on this board, please feel free. I have shared my number already. Once again, I will share it. You may note it down. For any kind of help assistance, it will be a player helping you out because as an educationist, we should always be ready to help each other to do hand holding.
yeah,
Yeah,
sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you
And
so
this video series, not only the Sri Lanka, it will be shared with the all South Asian countries. I know that the Maldives, Nepal, Pakistan, and even the Bhutan, they get benefits from our lecture series. First of all, I want to thank Mr. Sudhakar Singh because he gives the big leadership to make all the things success. And Dr. Rashmi Tyagi ma'am, you are the good principal and your leadership and your guidance are more important for the success of the uh, teamwork of the Dr. Kalam International Foundation and International Association for Quality Education. We respect for your dedicated service for success of this event. And thank you very much. We hope to meet all of you. So many interactive sessions like this. I want to thank on behalf of all Sri Lankan educators, teachers, for the Mr. Sudhakar Singh, Dr. Rashmi Tyagi ma'am, and for all team of the International Dr. Kalam Foundation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Rashmi ma'am, for giving me this opportunity, and Sudhakar sir, my special gratitude to you.
Thank
Was
you so much.
indeed an honor to
Thank you so much, Mr. Puri. I don't have words to express my gratitude for such a wonderful and insightful session. So clearly, you expressed in clear words, and it was very easy to understand. So the leaders have this quality also in them to express in simple words. Not all those big words which can't be understand by ordinary people like me. So easy to understand and with a lot of effort. I won't say effort, but rather love, because when there is love, there is no effort, right? Love itself is a big thing. So the way you presented the session, and I think that this is going to help everybody out here who attended the session. Lastly, I would like to say one thing is that all the great leaders uh, were or are great human beings, right? And once you have imbibed that to being a great human being, all the qualities of a leader will come to you automatically. Another thing is that we have stopped making gurus, right? That is what is the problem, and that is what is happening in today's youths also. One should always search for guru, and once convinced, should go into his sharan that we say, and custodian, and try to discuss the things with your guru, learn from him. You can, firstly you can imitate or copy some of his good qualities and all. Later on, what you will see is that you are able to cultivate your own qualities, inculcate own qualities in yourself in your own way, according to your personality. So it's also very important. So the two things: being a great human being, try to be a great human being, and try to have a guru in your life. These two things will help you become a successful leader. So with these words, I would like to thank Dr. Rashmi Tyagi ma'am also for such a wonderful moderation of the session. And she has been very much. I always feel that she is very much energetic, always trying to do something new, and still she looks so young with her actions. So thank you very much. Thanks a lot.
He
And
is one of the biggest inspirations I think the youth must have. I will
yes, yes,
steal your
exactly.
opinion, sir. The way she is contributing day in, day out. See, it's 8:30 now, and still she looks so fresh. The knowledge she's carrying, the research work she's doing, and at this age and stage, she has updated and upgraded her. It's amazing. Even she's an envy to the youth. How
Yes,
wonderfully she's managing everything.
true, true. So thank you, everyone, and good night, everybody.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.